our violent crime rate's down 30% since I've been governor. So we're handling it strong.
Governor, actually, statistically speaking, the CDC says that the firearm mortality rate is actually higher under your administration than it was under your predecessor's administration.
You want to bring us back to a pre-1960s world, America in reverse.
And just
the what mortality rate? No.
The firearm mortality rate.
Well, I don't, but
you want to roll back hard-earned national rights on voting rights, on civil rights, on LGBTQ rights, on women's rights.
Well, right. Because you had COVID and all that stuff.
Not just access to abortion, but also access to contraception.
This thing's got 1.2 million likes, and some people are wondering,
what are they? I don't even. I haven't seen that.
They've not shown this to you. Okay,
No.
What they're trying to say with this is that in your boots you have heels.
No.
That's what they're trying to say.
Those are just standard off the rack.
You in particular, Ron, are on a banning binge, a cultural purge, intimidating and humiliating people you disagree with.
Yep, that's right. Ron DeSantis and Florida are back in the news doing some more of their cultural purging and banning. Seems
and
like that's
Florida,
what they do down there. Yeah, making Florida the most fucking horrible place in the United States to live, other than maybe Texas.
A model swamp.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going on this week. Welcome back to the show. I am Jeremy. That's Mike. Like our names say underneath us. I don't know why we even introduce ourselves. It's kind of stupid, but whatever.
Never thought of it.
A lot going on in the news. We got Tyler Bobert following in his mom's footsteps. Now has a criminal record.
Having a kid too early?
Well, that too. Yeah, really. Apple did not fall far from the tree on that one. And we have some Lauren Boebert stuff as well.
I'm surprised it's not from the same tree.
Wow. Did Hunter Biden show up for the deposition? Damn.
Yep.
Not only did he stay there for 6 hours, he did not plead the fifth one time.
He actually hurt the feelings of dozens of Republicans. Like, they came out of that like offended at how badly he treated them.
I don't know why they still had it. I mean, their biggest source, the main source, was arrested.
Because they need to keep the pretense, man. That's all it is.
They should have canceled
Keep it going.
The entire impeachment sham is over. Okay,
Keep the shit show on the road.
It's imploded. Move on, but they're not going to move on. They're gonna double down. That's what they do. They're like bad gamblers. Every time they lose a bet, oh shit!
They have a fake border crisis and a fake impeachment. That's all they have.
That's all they have. That's all they've accomplished over the last year and a half almost. Yeah, we got some responses from some of the Democrats. We got Marjorie Taylor Greene giving basically just bashing addicts and addiction. And anyone who struggled with addiction should be extremely offended by what she said to the media. And then, of course, our buddy James Comer Pyle.
What?
Oh my! What are you? Wait, hold on.
Hold on now.
Excited,
hold on, guys.
Goes up so many octaves. It's insane. Like dogs are like, whoa, what's going on?
What the?
Hold up. All right, so he gets grilled by a reporter, and he just doesn't know how to handle it. And then we get into Florida stuff with the social media bans and a measles outbreak of all things. How much more stuff can possibly go? We got people getting eaten by alligators. You got gun violence going through the roof.
Yeah, but
you got measles. You got like medieval plagues coming back.
Yeah. You know what? The Republican plan to have you not worry about your kids getting shot in school is to worry about if they die at home because they got measles in school. So at least they won't get shot in school. They'll just have the measles. Yeah. Next plague will be back. In
a state where they don't like vaccinations, in a state where they don't like masks, and they are okay with sending their kids with a highly contagious disease to school.
That was effectively eradicated, but no, can't have science.
No, let's bring it back. Let's retro that shit. Let's bring it back.
Let's
bring it back in style. Right?
Great.
What's next? Like
bell bottoms and measles.
Yeah, I know, right? And then we're going to talk a little bit about the SCOTUS decision, which we initially thought was a horrible, horrible thing, but it may have actually sparked some positive results. I think not only is Congress making a move on it. Yeah, not only is Congress making a move on it, but the people are pissed.
That's true.
And they're starting to realize that, I mean, everybody, American citizens were like, that's messed up. Like, I should not, if he committed insurrection, he should be off the ballot.
Now,
why do we have a constitution if we're not going to enforce it?
Of 99% of us are laymen when it comes to actual legalese. So like,
Yeah.
But I think we could both agree that we spent a lot of time the past 2 days watching different opinions and reading about it, and I'm kind of still confused because I can't see a consensus. We'll get into that.
I know. All right. Anyway, before we get into all that, though, in case you guys are keeping track of the Mega Million jackpot, today's Mega Million jackpot is up to 469,800 or 469,839,306.63. Well, that was as of 10 o'clock this morning, so it's actually higher right now than it was this morning.
Yeah, that's true. Did you see?
You can go on that website. What was it called? I forget. Hold up. Oh, TrumpDeadCounter.com. Yeah. You can actually watch this shit go up in real time. It's hilarious.
So today I learned something fascinating. Alina Habba still has the ability to practice, quote, law, because today she filed on behalf of Donald Trump a laughable brief or something. I don't even know what the hell it is. A motion, a bowel movement. I'm not sure. Basically telling the judge that he sucks and it's unfair that the amount of money the jury decided to award E.G. Merrill should be reduced because it's just mean.
Right. She actually called for a new trial because of the jury. The jury was
something about opinions not being allowed to, like, that when you're in a see, I don't know if Ms. Habba understands this. The trial is when you do the trial stuff. So if your argument is we didn't have a chance to present our argument, that was the trial. That's literally what the time was for that.
It's like she's still trying to win the trial after the verdict. It's funny.
I think what happened
I'm gonna still win this.
When she was done, when all of it was done, and she tried to slither under a rock, she was bored. So someone was like, "Hey, you know what? This might help you. Watch my cousin Vinny." And she was like, "Oh my god, I think I missed some things." And now she's like, "Okay, I got it. I brushed up on it."
Yeah, exactly.
But like, please, judge, grant a new trial, but you're an asshole.
Exactly. I know. What else is going on? Actually, Donald Trump's GoFundMe has slowed down his Go Fuck Me page.
Yeah.
I'm a billionaire. But they have raised a total of $1.3 million. But it was actually last week, I think it was at 1.2. So it's definitely slowed down.
It is slowed down. I didn't bother to look at the top donors because last time that blew my mind. There were many people that were donating $5,000, a couple of $10,000.
Yeah, some anonymous $10,000 donations.
Money laundering.
Yeah, could use. And then, all right, so we found this picture on Twitter, and we determined this is Mar-a-Lago. That's what the caption said. We looked, and it's Mar-a-Lago. There's some strange people going to Mar-a-Lago. Like, this picture is gonna blow you away. At first, I thought me and Mike both innocently thought that the woman on the left was a drag queen. Let me just pull it up.
Fine. No, fine. But like, I was like,
we apologize to the drag community for mistaking her. But damn, because
I literally thought, why would a drag queen be at Mar-a-Lago? That's clearly something that they would never allow there.
Exactly.
That's what I thought. And then when I saw this, I was like, wait. And then you started zooming in on it. Why is there lingerie hanging in the back? Are they hawking a lingerie like swap meet? Like, are they having Tupperware parties at Mar-a-Lago?
I read right before the show. I read an article that actually said Trump was selling like knockoff handbags at Mar-a-Lago. So maybe this was part of the knockoff handbag show. They got lingerie. And look, I'll pull the picture up again. And somebody called PETA. Somebody called PETA and rescued this freaking dog, man. Come on. That dog. I did not think that was an actual dog when I thought it was a stuffed animal she was holding up.
At least have the self-respect to straighten the dog's wig. The Donald Trump wig.
Somebody please help that poor dog. I'm surprised.
But I got to tell you, we got to look up the pictures. I'm just saying that
there's more than just these people. That
area looks familiar from those pictures of where the documents were. Remember the pictures of the documents on the stage? I wonder if they had to move the documents to be able to have the Tupperware party or the lingerie bake sale, whatever it was.
Yep, they moved it to the secure bathroom where Donald Trump claims he put. He's like, I put a second door lock on there. Oh, well, okay. Well, that makes it a secure facility. You did it.
To be fair,
what?
His special bathroom is like multi-locked because it does have an adult changing table in it for him, and he would be embarrassed if anyone saw that. So that is
massage
under
table
guard.
with stirrups. He goes in there like he's having a baby,
Oh,
and he puts
ew.
his legs up in the stirrups. Like, okay, Mr. Trump, be a good boy. If you're a good boy, I'll give you some extra powder. Trump, a good boy. I can't stop now. Stop it. I can't stop.
You're a good boy. You could have another bottle of ketchup.
We'll order you a Big Mac. All right. We'll stop. Stop distracting me. Okay, let's get back to the topics. All right, so Lauren Boebert's son, who is a father at 18 years old, which is, I mean, it is.
Shit happens.
Didn't he have a kid? I thought he had a kid when he was 17. Or maybe I was mistaken about that. Or he
did have a kid.
Anyway.
No. He had a kid with an underage girl that no one talks about, by the way.
Yeah, that's an interesting one too. So on top of Lauren Boebert's career going down the shitter, even though she's recently been endorsed by Donald Trump, which
he's a winner at that.
Yeah, because he
Dr. Oz,
man. Woo. Let me just play this video. We can talk about Tyler Boebert and his illustrious start to his adult career. Wow.
Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert's son has been arrested. This happened yesterday, and he's currently in custody in Garfield County. The sheriff's office says it comes after a recent string of vehicle trespassing and property thefts. 18-year-old Tyler Boebert is currently facing a number of charges, including criminal possession of a financial device, first-degree criminal trespass, criminal possession of ID documents, ID theft, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Congresswoman Boebert releasing this statement just today, saying in part, quote, "I will never give up on him, and I will continue to be there for him. As an adult and father, Tyler will take responsibility for his actions and should be held accountable for poor decisions just like any other citizen."
As a father, he'll take responsibility by going to prison for trying to start an identity theft ring and stole money from a woman who had a brain tumor and had $75 left to her name.
I know that was awful when I heard that. I'm like, man, these people are just disgusting. And apparently there's is there an alleged sex tape with the minor?
I have read or heard various things.
I don't know if that's the delinquency of the minor part.
That might be the delinquency of the minor. I don't know. What I mean? But like, yet again, it's every single day we have another Republican or youth pastor who's a pedophile. Okay, and we have another example. And this one's unfortunate because it involves some young people and some little kids and a baby and all that. And it sucks, but Republicans do not have a monopoly or even enough authority to even claim the high ground when it comes to morals. Okay, they are not the party of family values. They are the party of do what we say and that's what we value. If they cared about families, they would raise their kids as best they could. Someone like Lauren Boebert, who has Christmas cards with her son, the same son that was running a criminal operation, okay, posing on Christmas cards with AR-15s.
AR-15s, yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
So we're not talking about an environment that is going to really give kids the best chance to be productive, reasonable members of society. But they'll tell you how to live your life.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Lauren Boebert was a escort. It's not a secret. Everybody, she knows she was in the sex industry. She was in the sex industry while married to her husband or now ex-husband or whatever it was. Okay. While a mom. Okay. So Lauren Boebert is an example, the perfect example on what you should do as a mother on how to, but this kid's got to, I mean, I don't understand the theft part of it. Like his parents are, I mean, they're wealthy, undeservedly wealthy, but they're rich. They're worth millions.
I mean, their family is in shambles. Okay,
it is complete shambles.
And I don't want anyone to misunderstand. We're not judging people based on circumstances, misfortunes, bad decisions. We're judging Lauren Boebert because she wants to tell everyone else how much morally superior she is. Okay, how much better she is than the rest of us.
Right, and she has no problem going around spouting verses of the Bible and saying we should all live like that, while her entire family is a complete utter.
While she's giving handies at a family play, and
and let's not feel bad for the kid at all, because I mean he's got to get his shit together. He's a man now. He's a father.
He might see the same kid who was in prison.
Yeah, this is the same kid who just was taking pictures, holding up the white power sign, the hand sign. So
Tone it down on the judgment there, Republicans. That's the moral of this story.
Right?
I guess.
Lauren Boebert. This is Lauren Boebert right here. I'll play a video of Lauren Boebert. This is her infamous video. Well, this is a couple videos mashed together, but it has
could be
a lot
other
of
videos
infamous
we don't know
clip
about.
from the Beetlejuice concert. So I forget what this was in response to. I think, was this for the impeachment or for, I can't remember what this was. Or was this Jan 6 or something like that?
I don't remember.
I think this was during Jan 6. Anyway, here we go.
This is a witch hunt against President Trump. It's absolutely unprecedented. And the woke mob, the fake news, and the leftist government officials who are engaging in this extortion should be downright ashamed of themselves. All of the bogus cases against President Trump are plain and simple election interference. It's an act of fear. They're afraid of President Trump, and they should be, because they understand that President Trump, once he is back in the White House, will undo all of the damage that the left has caused.
Blah, blah, blah.
He will bring back his beautiful policies that make our country the greatest country to live in.
What beautiful what policies? He didn't bring back Muslim bans? Like, what is he talking about? What's she talking about?
Maybe
Beautiful
she's
policy.
talking about a policy of public groping.
Right, yeah. And she
bringing back indoor smoking and vaping. I don't know.
No sex acts in public when there are children in the theater, please.
That's
like it's kind of a standard rule. I think it's just like not something you should have to explain to a congressperson. Be like, look, do that shit at home. But no, we're gonna do it at a theater in front of all these people. Because
quick update, because I'm keeping an eye on primaries. Nothing in particular yet, but let's just say there are some states that Donald Trump is not running away with and may actually not end up with.
What? Okay, that's interesting.
If I see something real big, I'll scream it out. But
yeah, definitely. And we also have Biden's State of the Union address will be on. We'll see how this time after their whole impeachment thing is falling apart. Biden's got to be up there like, yeah, bitches.
Like, that's what not only do I want to watch it. How about this? I want to watch the State of the Union. I'm almost definitely going to watch it. I even probably maybe want to do like an Instagram live situation as a precursor for the election night thing. But are they going to act a fool? Are we going to have hooting and hollering again? Like, what is going to happen? It's going to be a shit show from the Republicans because
they got nothing left.
It's going to be gross.
Nothing left.
And that MAGA Mike is going to be sitting behind the president. Think about that.
A question for everybody out there that may or may not know, but I think at this point, Hunter Biden can sue Fox News for defamation because Hannity alone, Sean Hannity alone on his show mentioned this Russian disinformation from the Alexander Smirnov, who was arrested and connected to Russian intelligence, who's connected to Putin, obviously, over 80 times on just his show. I can't remember how many times he used it in his monologue. Like it was just dozens of times. So I would, at this point, if I was Hunter Biden, I'd walking out of that hearing, I'd be like, let's get the pen and paper ready.
We're gonna be when this bullshit wraps up, he's going to go after them for defamation.
I think he has every right to.
That hearing was
it was brutal. I wish we could have had cameras in there and audio because some of the stuff that was in there,
and according to the law, I'm pretty sure we should.
Matt Gaetz that nobody wants to talk about is hilarious. Matt Gaetz was asking about drugs, and Hunter Biden looks him dead. He's like, "Look me in the eye and ask me if you think that's an appropriate question." And Matt Gaetz is like, "Yeah, of course." He's like, "You." Who's currently going, he didn't say this, but who's currently going through a scandal where drugs may or may not have been involved. You
not just a scandal,
one that was question.
Think about this, not just a scandal, one that was started under the Trump administration, by the Trump Department of Justice, closed due to lack of evidence by the Biden Department of Justice, and then reopened by Republicans in Congress in conjunction with the Department of Justice.
Yeah, they got a lot of nerve, man.
That Matt Gaetz, who has the audacity to sit on that committee and grill anyone about their behavior. That's
exactly. All right, so let me play the first video. This is CNN reporting on some of the transcript from that deposition. Here we go. Yeah, there's no audio, but there is a transcript, thank God.
All right, so here we go. This new tonight, we're getting our very first look at the transcript of Hunter Biden's 6+ hour closed-door deposition before the Republican-led House Oversight and Judiciary Committees. At times measured, at times defiant, the president's son was pushing back against allegations that his father profited from his business dealings overseas, saying, "All I know is this. My father was never involved in any of my business ever, never received a cent from anybody or never benefited in any way, never took any actions on behalf in any way." And I can absolutely 100% state that is not just in my case, but in every family member's case.
It doesn't get more, it doesn't get more straightforward than that. But he also did say quite a few more things. Let me pull up our first slide here.
Yeah, you want me to?
So his love and support made it possible for me to get sober. He's talking about his addiction because they were hammering on that. Stay sober and rebuild my life as a father, husband, son, and brother. What he got in return for being a loving and supportive parent is a barrage of hate-filled conspiracy theories that hatched the sham impeachment inquiry and continue to fuel the unrelenting personal attacks against him and me. Damn, he did not hold back.
This is a Hunter Biden who has had to. I'm not woe is meing him, but what I'm about to say makes sense. Who has endured the quote ridicule of the Republicans and MAGA movement, Donald Trump himself, for pictures like the one that was just up of him embracing his father. Remember the picture of Biden like embracing him and like kissing him on the forehead, and everyone was like, "That's weird. Right? That's weird. We're bros, man. Yo, hugging your dad is weird." Like,
right? It's like Jesse Waters.
There's a lot of people that
ice cream.
Like, there's a lot of people that had really poor childhoods in terms of the relationship with their parents that I feel bad for. Everyone's got stories. But then there are people like Republicans. I don't feel bad because they didn't learn shit from that experience. And they think that being a caring father, a loving father, someone who doesn't abandon their kid in times of horrible, horrible problems, is that like that's a failure as a person. That's a president. That's who I want as president. Someone who has the strength to stand by their child in times of need.
All the Republicans have proved is that Joe Biden is a loving and caring father, as a good family man,
as opposed to Donald Trump, who named his kids and forgot Eric
and had to read his kid's name off a piece of paper.
List.
And still forgot Eric. Why don't you go over the second slide? What else did Biden say?
So here's another one. To be clear, I have made mistakes in my life, and I have squandered opportunities and privileges that were afforded to me. It's a powerful sentence. I know that. I am responsible for that, and I am making amends for that, he said. But my mistakes and shortcomings are my own and not my father's, who has done nothing but devote his entire life to public service and trying to make this country a better place to live. Yeah, that's how it works, assholes. Here's another one. For more than a year, your committees have hunted me in your partisan political pursuit of my dad, Hunter Biden said, according to the statement. You have trafficked in innuendo, distortion, and sensationalism, all the while ignoring the clear and convincing evidence staring you in the face. You do not have evidence to support the baseless and MAGA-motivated conspiracies about my father because there isn't any.
I like Hunter, man. I started to like Hunter more and more.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Right? And this guy's been dragged through the mud, and them going after his addiction. Like, look, as somebody who struggled with addiction for like 8 years, this shit is a nightmare. And it's been 8 years since I've, last years. I don't consider myself in like recovery. I just kind of moved on with my life and moved past that, which I didn't even know is an option. You can do that. You can actually just start a new chapter of your life. But like getting to that point, living hell for everybody, not just myself, for my family, like everybody that you love, you strain those relationships to the point of breaking, and some are not able to be mended. Unfortunately, like I lost my marriage because of it. The shit is no joke. And there's millions of people right now because they complain about fentanyl all fucking day long, but then they want to bash somebody for being an addict in recovery. Like, you know what?
They care, but they don't care.
You know what? You're right. Exactly. You know what? You can kiss all over asses from every addict out there. I promise you. Because MTG's, we're going to play Marjorie Taylor Greene. We have a video that I'll play here in a second of her.
This isn't a family show, but we have some words we'd like to call her that are highly inappropriate. And if anyone deserves them, it's her. Sorry.
Yeah, it rhymes with what you do on 4th down in football.
You go for
it. It's similar to that word, but it's not. Okay, so anyway, let me play. That was actually pretty good. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Excuse me. All right, let me play the reaction. This is reaction after the hearing from Eric Swalwell and Jared Moskowitz, and it's just fantastic. And Jamie Raskin gave an epic response as well, and he's just a force to be reckoned with in Congress. I'm glad people like these are there.
The sarcasm is gold.
Yeah, they're not holding back anymore. They're just pretty much telling everybody, you guys are idiots. These guys are all stupid.
They're mocking them. They're actually openly mocking them, but like cleverly, not like, oh, you're stupid, like they do.
Yeah, they got nothing. He's like, they got nothing.
Yeah, you guys are wasting everyone's time.
But like I said, the fact that they still held this hearing after the star witness in their case, the whole reason they started this inquiry to begin with, got arrested for being a Russian agent. You know what I mean? And they still were dumb enough. They're like, okay, we're just going to do the hearing anyway. We'll just figure it out as we go, man. They got
the Trump years is the worst written international spy novel ever written. That is what the
Trump really is. It really is. I hope they do a movie, and I hope they do a movie that I hope it's a
comedy. Will be movies. There will be movies.
It can't be a serious movie because you can't take these people serious. I hope they make them look as ridiculous.
Not only will there be movies, but Leonardo DiCaprio is going to play Donald Trump. Think about it.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Yeah. Actually, there is a movie where there is a movie about Donald Trump coming out. I think it's about The Apprentice. And what's the dude? The dude that plays what the hell's his name? He was one of the Avengers. Or he's in the Avengers. He's playing him, and I'm like, oh, this is so disgusting. All right, anyway, let me play this video real quick.
What's really embarrassing, and I use the word secondhand embarrassment because that's what we witnessed in there, is they're so desperate to humiliate the president that they started asking the president's son personal details about a divorce that happened almost 10 years ago. That's where this has been reduced to. And they're doing all this, by the way, when we're just days away from the government shutting down. We're critically in need of funding for Ukraine, the humanitarian crisis over in the Middle East, and more security and a broader immigration plan in this country. They're wasting time, squandering an opportunity to do that because they've never accepted Joe Biden as the president. And now, in this last Hail Mary effort, they're going to try and pull off something. I promise you, past this prologue, it's not going to work.
Let me just say that I think my colleagues and I are witnessing the death of the fake, faux, frivolous Joe Biden impeachment inquiry. In fact, as a Jewish American, when this is over, I will say mourners Kaddish for this impeachment inquiry. There has been no evidence on Joe Biden from the beginning. There has been no evidence so far in this deposition linking Joe Biden at all. So as Jay-Z said, grand opening.
Grand closing. I love that.
I forgot the first guy who spoke. I always forget his name.
Oh, Eric Swalwell.
That's right. Secondhand embarrassment. It took me a minute because what I'm about to say is obvious, but like the mockery is so funny. He actually just basically said on national television in the news, I felt sorry for them. I was embarrassed for
That's
them.
What that is. Yeah, you ever see something bad happen to somebody and you feel so bad for them, like
oh,
like when you watch American Idol and then like the people come on, they're so shit at singing.
Yeah,
and
then they just
God, stop it, please. That's what I'd have been doing. And
yeah, but like what we need is, and I think this is something that I'm starting to see a little bit of. You're finally seeing the Democrats. I don't care who they are. They're getting the right people in front of the microphones. The people that not just know how to say it, but you could relate to it. Like, let me try and phrase it a different way. You look at the Republicans, and they're just always going to act like bullies. They go right at them. They say, this person's stupid, that person's bad, that guy, fine, great. But what you're seeing here is like, almost like a scripted comedy. Like it's so natural because it's so obvious, and they're able to communicate these ridiculous things that are going on in a way that we could all appreciate. They're literally just mocking the Republicans in front of everybody, and the Republicans have no idea. They cannot pick up on it.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention, like, James Comer has been one of the people spearheading this entire investigation, this entire impeachment thing. He did not ask a single question in the 6-hour period of time. You mean to tell me you've been so vocal about this? You've been on every broadcast network that would let you on, podcasts, everything, talking about how you guys have an informant, and then you lost them, and then you found them again, and this is the most credible witness we've ever had against Joe Biden. Like, it's so pathetic, man. This whole thing has just blew up in their face. But he didn't ask one single question. And he left early. And he left early. He did not ask. I can't believe he didn't ask a single question.
Did he leave early to go out to that meeting where his voice raised 15 octaves?
Oh, yeah, we got that coming up. First, let me play the video from this is Marjorie Taylor Greene responding. The only way she can. This woman is just a nightmare. She really is.
It's been impressive to listen to Hunter Biden either give excuses about being a drug addict and how difficult it is to go through years of addiction, and then swing the next minute to his extreme expertise and business experience that placed him on so many boards and allowed him to teach at Georgetown University. You see, the theme that we heard in the room was Hunter Biden is a liar. The Biden family has no product and no service, and Hunter Biden can't hide behind his addiction, which is heartbreaking. Many Americans suffer with addictions, but many Americans, actually I would say all Americans except Hunter Biden, that suffer from drug addiction and alcohol addiction would never be placed on boards of companies like Burisma. They would never be teaching at Georgetown unless their last name was Biden. There's also an interesting theme there. Hunter Biden is a liar. And while Hunter Biden
you already said that
the only person that has evidence of a bribe is being locked up in LA, everyone needs to remember that his father is also president of the United States and is also head of the regime that is conducting the prosecution.
There we go.
There it is. There's the Russian propaganda. Continuing to spread Russian lies. This is the regime. Joe Biden's going after all of his political opponents. And he's not going after any of them, actually.
I am always amazed at the ability for Republicans to show how much disdain they have for everyone. What I mean is, she started off that little speechy thing by saying drug addicts, and then 60 seconds later, people with addiction issues. What do you think a drug addict is? That's like this synonymous. You're just saying one like a dick and then saying one like you actually give a shit about people.
And then she has the nerve to say how Hunter Biden rode the coattails of his father's success. Are you kidding me? First of all, can we talk about the Trump family kids?
Which version of the Trump history does she know? The one that was from Trump University, or
worked hard in their life? Which one? Can you please remind me which one of them actually worked hard for themselves?
The Donald himself, who was literally given money by his father.
Not even him. Not even him. He's wrote the coattails of his father's success. I mean, Donald Trump is not a self-made man. Excuse me. If you start off with hundreds of millions of dollars, then you're gonna have some.
He's
success.
Not a self-made man, but boy, did he make himself the asshole he is today.
Yes, he did. He really tried hard too.
Speaking
of,
what
else do we got?
Speaking of, a little update. It is too early to call, but I will say that right now in Massachusetts and Vermont, Nikki Haley is leading Donald Trump.
No shit. Okay, some surprises. I like that.
We're talking a couple of votes here and there. It's very early, but it's interesting to see, because if it was a huge blowout, blowouts mean that you're really never going to see that kind of closeness. That's how that works.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, ketchup is going to be on the walls tonight.
He's going to pop something. At some point, it's just going to...
Well, he goes around saying, "Oh yeah, well, the Republican Party is 95% MAGA." Well, apparently it's not even 65%.
Yeah.
According to a recent poll that we talked about before the show, almost a third of people are not going to vote GOP altogether. Republican voters.
Oh yeah, there was several states. I think Minus Touch posted something about it, where there was California. I don't remember the others, where it was registered GOP voters who will not vote for the GOP nominee at all. And that was from polls, exit polls of voters in today's primaries in at least 3 states. 33%.
That should tell you a lot. So we see, and the problem is this whole MAGA movement is very loud. It's very obnoxious. They have no problem showing their racism and ignorance all over the country. So we see a lot more of them than we do of the quiet majority.
Usually because rational adults aren't screaming and wearing whatever the fuck
and a lot of
they
people
wear.
don't want to get involved in this like we are. You know what I mean? Because it's messy. These people are assholes. Like some of the stuff we get in our comments on Instagram, it's just ridiculous.
It's funny because it is the internet it is not the safest place for people who want to actually just express themselves and their opinions. It's not. Because if you are someone, and there's nothing wrong with this, but if you're someone who is going to be hurt by negative comments and negativity and just, it could be shitty. And I just look at it as hilarious at how pathetic some people are. They're so willing to just be so big and tough through a keyboard. And then when you call and then they're like making a million claims and you ask them all right, prove it. Shut up, libtard. Okay.
Yeah, I know. And I just love it. I mean, to me, they just make themselves look stupid. And they think they we own the libs. No, we're laughing at you. We're laughing at you.
They don't get it. It's like what Raskin and Swalwell were doing. They're literally mocking them.
Right.
And they're the ones
don't understand that we're mocking you. That's the fun part.
Yeah, like that's what's happening.
Don't we have a Marjorie Taylor Greene tweet or something?
Yes.
Before I move on to my boy Comer.
So, oh God. So we're not going to go into the border thing at the moment, but this has to do with the border. But more than anything, it has to do with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is the lead clown of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Biden's dangerous game. 340 individuals on the terrorist watch list stopped at the southern border, and 58 terrorist watch list individuals caught trying to enter illegally. So, okay.
They were caught.
Isn't that?
Is that?
Like,
is that the point? Like
she didn't. So
through. Like I don't understand what the point is.
She didn't say of 300 and whatever people caught, 28,000 got through. If you're going to present a statistic like that, maybe I'll listen to it. But you didn't.
I know it's like I love when they show there's more fentanyl being caught at the border. Well, okay, good. That means
that's great.
They're catching it. They're getting it. It's less that comes into the country.
But it's funny because it shows you the absolute ignorance.
It really does.
Of the people that the Republican politicians are trying to get votes from. Because whether someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene gets it or not, I don't think she does. It doesn't matter. The fact is that there are plenty of people that are not as dumb as her that are still pushing this bullshit and using these facts to try and make it look like Joe Biden is just inviting in all the drug addicts and everything. That's not reality.
Yeah, well,
then you have MAGA people like Marjorie Taylor Greene make a tweet that is so ignorant and dumb, you can't hide from it. You just blew your whole argument.
And Trump is going around the country giving speeches talking about people coming and bringing in diseases. I mean, this is shit that Hitler said about the Jews, okay?
It's languages, no one understands.
This is how it starts. And he's already said they want to round these people up. So if he's just already saying they come in and have diseases and they're from insane asylums and they speak languages nobody's ever heard from. Today he actually said, I think it was today, I forget what, I can't remember who he was with talking to. Of course, it was on Fox or something like that. But he's like, people have languages that are from like Mars. Like, oh shit, did you just say Mars? This guy's so stupid.
Again,
and
you can't make this shit up.
Before the show, I read there's a petition going around by medical doctors. A medical doctor wrote a petition.
There's 91
and asked other medical doctors to sign the petition saying that they see Donald Trump has either intermediate or right in the middle, whatever you want to call it, or advanced stages of dementia. He sent it out asking for doctors. So far, 91 other doctors have signed this petition saying, Jesus Christ, look at the guy. I mean, look at the videos we play for you. I wish I had the one from the other day. Where he's like, you know what? I could probably find that one real quick. Well, it's a classic. Hold on. I'm getting it. Go ahead.
It doesn't make any sense because the world that they live in, they don't even see it. I was watching a video today of all these brave people that go interview MAGA goofballs, and one of them was talking about something that Donald Trump said, and this MAGA guy was like, well, that's not real. And the interviewer was like, well, it's in the indictment. There's a video. Well, I haven't seen it. So this is all speculation. And the interviewer's like, it's not speculation. It's real. He's like, well, I haven't seen it. And I was like, that doesn't make it speculation. Like,
yeah, this is the video right here. This is Trump's brain melting. We showed this the other day like 3 or 4 times just because it's like, damn.
I'll never get it.
That Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your...
One on Instagram today that was said that was the exact moment he shit himself. He was in the middle of talking.
Yeah, he's like, could be. All right, we're getting off topic. Let me get back on track here. So James Comer responds, and this whoever was asking the questions really got under his skin, and his voice gets higher and higher as the questioning goes on, as he does.
You don't understand what we've said over and over and over. Joe Biden took $200,000.
Was he vice president at the time that $200,000 check was put through?
The what?
He was a private citizen at the time that $200,000 check went through. Was he not?
The $40,000. The
$200,000 check was cited twice.
So it's okay.
Was he a public official at the time?
So do you have a problem that Joe Biden's lied about this? Do you have a problem that America?
I don't have any evidence that he's lied about it. I'm asking you, what specific action did he take as a public official, an elected public official, that led to those businesses benefiting? If you have that evidence, sir, present it.
Calm down. It's okay.
No,
it's okay.
Calm down. It's okay.
Listen. He took $3.5 billion.
He's belittling the guy's legitimate rage.
Evidence. There have been 3 sets of sanctions.
How'd that get
He's not been listed on any of those sanctions, even though the most important issue, according to Joe Biden in America right now, is giving Ukraine another blank check.
What does that have to do with? So you're there for the Hunter Biden thing, being asked about it, and when you get confronted with someone going, "You're an asshole," and I could prove it, he goes, "Well, yeah, but Joe Biden in Ukraine."
I know, right? Okay, they're hopeless. It's hopeless. They have failed at what they were trying to do. Whatever they were trying to do, they have epically
They weren't
failed.
trying to do anything. I don't think even this impeachment, which is their grand plan, it's not like they put any effort into it. So, like, what are they actually? You're 100% right. What are they trying to do? They're not trying to govern. They're not trying to help anyone.
No, I mean, they based an entire impeachment of a United States president on Russian disinformation straight from Russian intelligence. Think about that for a second. They were willing to impeach a president using information directly from the Kremlin, unverified information directly from the Kremlin. That is who the GOP is.
So I don't know if anyone, I don't know how many people know about what went on in like the 50s, the McCarthyism, when they were trying to hunt out communists and whatever. And like half of Hollywood was blacklisted because like they'd be like, wow, I think something's unfair. Oh, communist blacklist. Okay. So we are now at a point, like Jeremy said, where one of the 2 major political parties was literally like, thank you, Mr. Russian guy. Thank you. I'm going to use this to try and take our own president out. And everyone's like, I don't know, Hunter Biden. That Hunter Biden.
I mean, like, at what point is it treason or espionage or just...
The whole party is treasonous. They don't hide it because it is the only thing that they have that approximates policy now. Is treason.
I know, but now I think now that people see it, like you see, this is straight out of Russia. They are doing Putin's bidding.
There's a lot of people going to get looked into over the next few years if we have
if we win in the election and we get a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House, a lot of people are going to get investigated and a lot of people are going to jail. I promise you that.
I'll tell you right now, Jim Jordan's finally going to show up for that subpoena.
Yeah, finally, hopefully in handcuffs and an orange suit. All right, next one, we're going to move on to Florida. Making headlines again now for banning social media. Let me play this video and we'll get into that a little bit.
The Florida state legislature has passed a ban on social media for children under 16 years old. Lawmakers said young people need to be protected from what they call the addicting features of social media. The bill now goes to Governor Ron DeSantis, who has said that he wants parents to have the ability to override the ban. So that option is not included in the measure. So even if he does approve it, it is likely to face significant court challenges.
Yeah. I mean, it's well, First Amendment issues. You're going to run into that. But like we were talking about before the show, like income. I think it has more to do with a lot of young kids are making mad amount of money.
A lot of
making
not white kids.
Like one of my favorite things to watch in reels when I'm bored is like trick shot videos. I can watch trick shot videos all day long. And people make money doing trick shot videos like Dude Perfect and some of those other guys.
Kids are making millions of dollars doing Lego unboxing. If I knew that was an option when I was in school 300 years ago, come on. But I don't think that's what any of this is about. And I'm sure all of that is part of it. But what I think the biggest thing is you're using scare tactics again to get parents to be on board with a government taking away an option for their kids, which does a couple of things. It provides them with a source of information that isn't just the parents or maybe their church, okay? So they certainly don't want kids going online and talking to other kids that might be gay, and then they realize they're gay, and then they realize it's okay to be gay. They don't want any of that. They don't want people to influence their kids the way they want to influence everyone else's kids.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing that scares the shit out of me is that you have politicians and a Ron DeSantis dictator trying to get parents to be afraid of the addictive part of social media, which we know how they care about addicts, right? So that's not real. But the scary part is that forcing parents and policy in a direction of fear-mongering avoids and ignores the reality of the dangers of social media. What do I mean? Here's a little kind of goofy graph. The blue represents how important the issue is to parents regarding social media. So at the top three most important things to parents about kids on their social media is being exposed to explicit content, wasting too much time on these sites, which is a generic bullshit thing, and being distracted from completing homework. What are the three things they are the least concerned about? Parents, okay? Being harassed or bullied by others, experiencing problems with anxiety or depression, and experiencing lower self-esteem.
I think those should be higher, though, to be honest with you. Just because, like, just from what we do, just all the stuff that we have to watch and endure just to make this show happen, that shit messes with your mental health. I have to take breaks. Like, usually Wednesday's the day where I don't touch much on social media or YouTube. I kind of take the day away from it. So I can understand that. I think that would actually be more of an issue. But no, you're right, though. It seems like the Republicans are just trying to control, in Florida especially, are just trying to control the amount of information these kids get. They're trying to change the curriculum. Wasn't there? And they're trying to pass a bill. I think they said they're trying to point out positive aspects of slavery.
Well, yeah, that's what
kids got paid is what they're trying to say. Like, oh my God.
The newly approved curriculum from PragerU shows Frederick Douglass being like, slavery, it was all right. But what this really is digital book banning.
Right,
because what book bans do when books were all there were, you take knowledge and you get rid of it. So people you don't want to have that knowledge don't have that knowledge. That's why, I don't know, the Library of Alexandria was burned down and we had the freaking Dark Ages, okay? So now that they realize that books aren't all it is, encyclopedias, you don't have to go to the library anymore. You can just go online and go, wow, what's going on in that part of the world. Holy crap, that's a genocide. Oh, well, the media is telling me it's not. That's what they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop their kids from learning about a world that the parents don't want them to know about because they think they're keeping them safe or they're protecting them or some other bullshit. It's control. That's it.
I thought that when my kids were younger, I used to worry about them going online and all the information, but you can't stop it. You can't. I mean,
but there are parental controls to a large extent. But
as a parent, I can honestly say monitoring your kids' online activity is a full-time freaking job that you don't get paid for.
It's impossible.
It is almost impossible to monitor everything unless you install spyware like Mike Johnson, where you can monitor your kids' porn activity. So there is that option if you want to call Mike Johnson. I'm sure he will be happy to share the information with you. Well, what else is going on in Florida? Measles. Measles is back in action. Let me go ahead and bring up your first slide here.
So
yeah.
1912, measles became a nationally notifiable disease in the United States, requiring U.S. healthcare providers and laboratories to report all diagnosed cases. In the first decade of reporting, an average of 6,000 measles-related deaths were reported each year. Each year. So it's 60,000 deaths from the measles in a decade. But measles was declared eliminated, meaning the absence of continuous disease transmission for greater than 12 months, from the United States in 2000. This was thanks to a highly effective vaccination program in the U.S., as well as better measles controls in the Americas region. So, another disease, using the term loosely, but another plague, if you will, was put under control when we created a vaccine to stop it, and now we have millions of less people dying every year.
Right.
Because of that.
We know how their position in Florida is on masks and vaccines. They're against them.
Guess what else they're going to start being against? Rubella, scarlet fever.
Yeah, they're going to bring all this stuff back.
All these things.
Yeah, like the stuff I used to worry about when I was a kid.
Lice.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. They are choosing not even religion over science. They're just choosing
ignorance.
Ignorance over
there was a point.
Yeah. We don't know what's in it. Like, dude, are you serious?
You don't
like,
know what's in
don't know what's in anything. What are you talking about?
But like, there was a point where I remember everyone collectively looked at anti-vax people as stupid hippies. You're just dumb. You don't get it. Put some shoes on. Now it's like some sort of defiant,
mainstream thing.
Patriotic, mainstream fuck you to something. I don't know what.
Conspiracies have become a secondary set of facts now, is the problem. We live in a world where people believe in alternate facts, things that aren't actually real, but they've somehow manifested it, or it's just something that aligns with their crazy beliefs and like latch onto it. There's a lot of gullible people out there.
One of the things that's important to learn that they don't teach anyone is the way you differentiate between like nonsense and something that makes sense. Yeah. And if you have to base your opinion on unprovable claims,
right,
that's bullshit. But if I can point to claims with scientific evidence and data over years and decades of study and trends and graphs, and we can see it happening, those are called facts.
Yes.
If you use the word alternate facts, that's called made up bullshit. But what's interesting is who is trying to get you to live your life by those alternative facts, because it's not the Republicans themselves, because they're all vaccinated.
Yes, and please.
Their kids are all vaccinated. Why? Because all their kids go to really nice schools, and all schools, especially the really nice ones, make you get vaccinated for about 1,000 different things before you go to school. So their kids are all getting the measles vaccine while they're allowing you to just perpetuate this bullshit. Who wants you to believe in alternative facts? And who wants you to believe in life-saving facts? Go vote accordingly.
And please, for the love of God, we beg of you, stop trying to prove the earth is flat. You look like idiots. I mean, I wouldn't use an even more harsh word if we weren't on the air, but man, that one drives me the most crazy, is the flat earth theory. Woo! All right, we're almost out of time, so we got to move on, unfortunately. But we are going to talk a little bit about the SCOTUS decision to leave Trump on the ballot. from the Colorado.
This is mostly opinion at this point because I still don't understand it.
I'm kind of torn on this one. I was really upset at first, but now I don't know what to make of it.
I'm
upset. It was a 9-0 decision ruling that Donald Trump can be on the ballot in Colorado and other states. Justices during the oral argument seemed very skeptical of the idea that one state could decide for the nation whether Donald Trump was an insurrectionist and was therefore disqualified under this 150-year-old provision. Now we know that there was not a single justice who held that view, so there were no dissents to this 9-0 decision ruling that Donald Trump can remain on the ballot in Colorado as voters go to the polls tomorrow during Super Tuesday, and also in Maine, where there had been a decision to disqualify him from the ballot. And this ruling, we understand, has the effect of prohibiting other states from attempting to do so. And that really reflects what we heard from both liberal and conservative justices during the oral arguments on for example, Elena Kagan confronting the plaintiffs, essentially saying, your problem here is that you're arguing that one state can decide for the nation who can be president, and no justice was willing to go along with that.
So
that's the key right there.
Yeah, they don't want to leave it to the. Well, I think some positives are going to come out of this. One of this has stirred up a hornet's nest in Congress, because now Congress is trying to take action to get Trump off the ballot. And see how that goes. But this decision has also pissed a lot of people off, because a lot of people feel that, I mean, they always want to talk about, let's, like abortion. The states should have the power to decide on a woman's body. But when it comes to voting against your fear, whoa, time out. That's too much power for the state. We want the states to have rights on this, but not on voting. No.
You know what the irony is? It does go to show you what actually these people care about more than anything else. No one seems to care about women's health, but that's another argument for another day.
I have a couple theories. Like on Clarence Thomas, my theory is he's terrified because his wife was involved with Jan 6. She was, I don't remember she was there, but she was directly involved.
People to it.
Yeah, okay. So she was directly involved, and he may or may not have received text messages from her on the day, which would make him, a little bit involved as well, because he has information and knowledge of that. Which I'm sure they already have those.
Plausible deniability.
Right. So I think Clarence Thomas may be shitting a brick at this moment. So I can tell you which way he's going to definitely vote. That's a no-brainer. The guy is so corrupt that the only way he's probably going to stay. But I don't understand why they don't understand this. If Trump wins, they are no longer the Supreme Court. They don't have the ultimate authority anymore. If Donald Trump said, if he's King Trump, he could get rid of him. He could walk in one day and be like, "You're fired," and get rid of all of them.
I don't know what to think anymore, because are these people even thinking about Trump being back in office? Because let's say he is. You're right, he wouldn't need them anymore, but he also would just leave them alone and expect them to make rulings based on what he wanted to, I guess, keep up the appearance a little while.
They would have to rule in his favor every single time. They could never go against him.
No, but the thing that, again, we are not legal scholars by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm just trying to understand this through simple logic and reason. And I think the way they keep talking about how they don't want all the justices agreed that as individual state doesn't have the right to determine who is an insurrectionist. So what I think they're really saying in this ruling is that the structure of the argument that was made was that we are going to define him as an insurrectionist, or the way it was like, it has to be assumed we're saying he's an insurrectionist, so that's why we're not putting him on there. And I think the court is trying to say, you can't say he's an insurrectionist, so we're throwing out this lawsuit.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, because all 9 judges did vote against it.
And that's the thing, is those 3 liberal justices didn't abandon anything. They made that decision for a reason, and I think it's just one us laymen don't understand. But I don't know, because I'm still pissed.
Keep you posted. Yeah, I am too. But also another thing that SCOTUS has done to fuck American democracy into a permanent coma is they have taken on Trump's ridiculous absolute immunity claim, which I thought they wouldn't do. I didn't think they would do. I mean, obviously, a lot of people thought they wouldn't, because why would you get your hands on this? It makes no sense. The president obviously does not have presidential immunity. So it comes down to 9 justices, whether or not Donald Trump, or any president for that matter, including Joe Biden, can commit any crime they want and get away with it while in office.
But they don't. What do they not understand? They're trying.
Obviously, they can't vote for this, but it's enough to delay the trial for months.
All I want to say,
they're slow pacing it as well. They're not. When's the hearing? April 22nd.
Yeah, the decision to take that case directly affected when all of this is going to happen. It pushed it to likely after the election. Exactly. But I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what to expect. But what I don't understand is the Republicans are fighting to say Donald Trump has immunity. If you are president, you have immunity from everything, while they're trying to impeach Joe Biden
for crimes that he didn't commit.
Because that's where you need to know. That's all you need to know about the legitimacy of this. They don't want immunity for all presidents. They want immunity for Donald Trump, but they can't say that. So they're leaving it up to the assumed cognitive dissonance of their voters to not put that together. But they're literally trying to say that, hurry up, let everyone know that Trump was immune. Then technically Joe Biden, the very next moment, could call up SEAL Team 6, say, kill Donald Trump. As soon as it happens, he could drop the mic, hand the presidency to Kamala, and peace out. And it would be okay.
Right. I mean, that would.
So, what are you fighting for? Are presidents immune, or is Donald Trump immune? Because if Donald Trump's immune, all you people who were on the pardon list get off scot-free.
But that's the thing, though. Like, the president does have immunity from a large amount of things. The guy can bomb other countries and not get in trouble. Like, that's immunity. But you can't overthrow them. Like, it has to be boundaries. That's what the Constitution is. You're supposed to abide within the limits of the Constitution. But anyway, all right. That's enough for today. That's all we got for today's show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. We'll be back on this Sunday. You can also catch us on Instagram Live this weekend on Saturday. I don't know what time yet.
We'll figure it out
on that. Anyways, our links for our Instagrams are in the description of the video. Other than that, have a good week. Have a good rest of your evening. And like always, we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.
The ice cream, you know my rule about men eating soup in public. I don't think it's manly to go like that with a soup and you're blowing on it. It's just not a good look. I think the same thing for ice cream.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable. We have languages coming into our country. We have nobody that even speaks those languages. They're truly foreign languages. Nobody speaks them. Donald Trump and his wife, I don't know the name of my wife, he was referring to the fact that at CPAC, where I had a sold-out speech, the biggest audience they've had in years, I think maybe ever, people are pouring over. It's sort of known as Steak Mountain, State Kill, Snake. It's snakes, a lot of snakes. Heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your... And Putin, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word. These people are really dishonest.